Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Myself Munib Ashraf. My group members are Talha, Mahtab, and Jawad. Today, the topic of our presentation is legal and ethical considerations. In this topic, we will cover what is ethics and how ethics plays an important role in different businesses and organizations. Next, we will see invasion of privacy and how to avoid it. Later on, we will also see how fraud and misrepresentation affects the progress of an organization or business. Last but not least, we will see how ethics plays an important role in communication. So comes to our first question, that is, what is ethics? Ethics is a major area of importance for organization and businesses, especially in the financial service industry. हमारा बैंक का पूरा निज़ाम एक एतमाद के बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक के ऊपर खड़ा हुआ है। हम बैंकर से ये एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि वो हमसे एथिकल मैनर में बिहेव करें। बहुत से ममालिक में एक फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ कोड डिज़ाइन किया जाता है कि जिसको डिफरेंट बिजनेसेस एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से फॉलो किया जाता है और वो उसको फॉलो करते हुए अपनी एथिकल वैल्यूज को बरकरार रखते हैं। People encounter many ethical problems when they are genuinely confused about which moral principle to follow or which to not. मिसाल के तौर पर which is better. अगर आप एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के एम्प्लॉय हैं और आप अपने फेलो एम्प्लॉय की करप्शन को जानते हैं, लेकिन आप इस चीज को भी जानते हैं कि उसकी फाइनेंशियल कंडीशन अच्छी नहीं है, तो क्या आप उसकी कंप्लेन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ऑनर को करेंगे डिस्पाइट द फैक्ट दैट यू नो द फाइनेंशियल कंडीशन ऑफ दैट एम्प्लॉय? नाउ इफ यू आर द ऑनर ऑफ एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज गोइंग फ्रॉम अ क्रिटिकल कंडीशन, तो क्या आप एम्प्लॉयज को फायर ऑफ करेंगे कि जब ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एक गुड कंडीशन में आ जाएगी मैं और एम्प्लॉयज को दोबारा हायर कर लूंगा, या आप एम्प्लॉयज को कीप ऑन करेंगे, उनकी वेजेस और पेज अदा करेंगे कि जब ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इसी क्रिटिकल कंडीशन के दौरान भी मैं उन्हें ये सब अदा करूंगा और एम्प्लॉयज की हेल्प करूंगा। तो हाउ वुड यू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन if you are an employee of that organization? Would your answer be different if you are an employee? Would your answer be different if you are the manager or you are the owner of that organization? So there are many situations in businesses where individuals are tempted to do something that violates their ethical standards. How you handle each ethical issue reflects your values and communication, how you relates these critical messages to others about you. So organizations जैसे कि बैंक्स, उन्हें इस तरह के पर्सन चाहिए होते हैं कि जिनकी एथिकल वैल्यूज बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रांग हों, ताकि उनका बैंक या उनकी एक कंप्लीट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इफेक्टिवली सर्वाइव कर सके और एक प्रोफेशनल और कॉम्पिटिटिव वर्ल्ड में ग्रो कर सके। तो उन्हें एक स्ट्रॉन्ग एथिकल वैल्यूज वाले पर्सन रिक्वायर्ड होते हैं। एथिकल कंसिडरेशंस, एथिकल स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड थ्योरी is a vast area in itself that we can discuss. But इस चैप्टर में हम सिर्फ यही चीज कवर करेंगे that how mindful these ethics are in a business environment, how we communicate these issues as they arise, and how to provide feedback on such matters if required. So that our next topic is invasion of privacy and how to avoid it. So privacy is a big factor to discuss in itself. First, we will discuss what is invasion of privacy. The term written here, invasion of privacy. What is invasion of privacy? The legal term invasion of privacy refers primarily to a person's right to keep his or her life private and free from intrusion of others. A non-public individual has a right to privacy from, एक पर्सन को इस चीज का हक है कि वो इन चीजों की प्राइवेसी रखता हो. There are 4 points that a person have to ensure that he is safe. First one is intrusion on one's solitude or into one's private affairs. दूसरों के private affairs में interfere करना. This is also a major factor of invasion of privacy, means leakage of privacy. Second point is public disclosure of private information. Publicity which puts him, her in false light to the public. The last point is very important, and it is to use the name or image of a person for a personal or commercial advantage. And it is very important point as well कि दूसरे की तस्वीर या उसका नाम अपने ज़ाती या कमर्शियल मफाद के लिए इस्तेमाल करना is leakage of privacy of that person. So in professional environments, a lot of information is shared on daily basis. प्रोफेशनल माहौल में बहुत ज़्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन रोज़ाना की बुनियाद पे एक दूसरे से शेयर की जाती है, and it is the part of that business as well, and it is also necessary to keep grow and keep running that business. So it is not prohibited that you do not share information with one another. Basically, you don't have to share your personal and those information that you want to keep private. The objective here is to understand what constitutes an invasion of privacy and what don't. And most importantly, what a person should do to avoid invasion while communicating. हमें इस चीज का ख्याल रखना है कि हम उस पर्सन से कम्युनिकेट नहीं हमें करना चाहिए जो कि हमारी लीकेज ऑफ प्राइवेसी का बायस बनेगा. सो एक छोटी सी चेकलिस्ट है कि जिसको हम इंश्योर करते हैं कि either we are safe or not, either our privacy is on risk or not. So the first point in checklist is that understand how you as a person or an organization came into possession of that information. If the information is shared with you, the reason that this information is shared, what is the expectation that the person who has shared this file with you, you will keep that private. So these are some key points that you do on daily basis, but at some points we forget these. So we have to make sure that we are not sharing our private information, and we have to follow the code of framework to avoid all our private risks. So our next topic is personal disabilities and secrets. To discuss that topic, I would like to invite Talha.
Assalamu alaikum. Myself is Talha Farouk. So the topic is personal disabilities and secrets. It is recommended that anytime you as an employee must deal with private health matters, they need not to be publicized. If you as an employee are privileged to such personal information of any other person, be it employee, customer, or vendor, you must exercise discretion and caution in sharing this information with anyone. It's include personal identity, private facts, employee records, performance, and salary records, etc. So the next topic is secrecy of personal information. First is according to customer point of view. Let's take an example. A customer apply to open account in bank and your personal information should be kept confidential. Bank as an organization cannot use a person's name, photograph, identity card, or any other identification for commercial benefit or otherwise without permission. Bank have as a part of their routine business access to information about their customers, individuals, and organizations. This information is shared with them under heavy responsibility of trust, and the bank rules as an agent for the customer. Banks have a fiduciary responsibility to the customer. So the next is according to employees' point of view. Just as customers' data or data of any external stakeholder is sacred, the employee records are also sacred. Employees' personal information, employment record, performance, and salary records are confidential information. You, as an employee, should not share it with irrelevant people, and you, as manager, should be careful about how this information is used by you in communication. So, the next is data in the form of reports, letters, and electronic data. As all of you know that letters, reports, proposal, emails, etc. are a large part of business communication. These are largely confidential and for the use of relevant staff and employees. Organizations generally own this information. Employees provide with email access by the organization must understand the email is only for business use and that is organization may have the right to monitor the intercept emails sent from the employee email account. So the next topic is advertising message. Adver- Advertising is a form of business communication which organizations undertake, sometimes at heavy cost, to promote their products, services, and their organizations. Moral consequences of impressions created by advertising should be an important consideration as the message creators an impression about the organization in the receiver's mind. Some question as below can assist in making a sound judgment on the message content, medium, and communication that is provided by the organization. First is language. Have I represent the product or service or event using clear, straightforward language, taking care not to make exaggerated claims. Second, in graphics. Do the graphics used in the advertising represent the product accurately? Third is omission. Have I omitted any key details that may affect the way the customers views the advertised product? Fourth is truth. Is it a quality product that can fulfill all the expectation of the customer? And the fifth one is accountability. Would I be comfortable if my advertising techniques were scrutinized by a customer products magazine and the result printed for the public to read? That's all from my side. For the next topic, I would like to call Mehtab Ali.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Syed Mahtab Ali. My topic of discussion is misrepresentation and fraud. Civil wrong, liability, misleading, recipients are included in misrepresentation. Misrepresentation is a civil wrong. This means misrepresentation can create civil liability if it results in a financial loss. For example, assume that a bank pays profit on deposit at 5% but advertise it as 7%. This is misrepresentation. If a customer deposit money with the bank under the assumption of rate return of 7% and does not get that from the bank, the customer may claim the bank for resulting monetary loss. Statement made with conscious ignorance can create liability. If the sender is engaged in the business of selling product, any statement, no matter how announced, may create liability if the statement concerns the character or quality of a product and the statement is not true. At most, care needs to be exercised to present true facts and that no part of communication is false, misleading, or culturally incorrect. Misrepresentation in a contract gives the other party the right to rescind the contract, reject the contract. The rescission of the contract returns the parties to the position they hold before the contract. A party can rescind a contract for misrepresentation only if the statement was material or critical to the agreement. Now we discuss the fraud. Fraud is generally defined as deception carried out for the purpose of achieving personal gain while causing injury to another party. The type of fraud which has become common with the increase in use of electronic communication is wire fraud. Wire fraud is an act of fraud that use electronic communication, such as making false representations on telephone to obtain money. The essential elements of wire fraud are devising or intending to devise a scheme or trick to defraud another by means of material misrepresentation. So that is all of my sides. Now I would like to call Jawad Nisar for further explanation.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Jawad Nisar and the topic here I am going to discuss is ethical communication or ethics in communication. The first question that raises in our mind is what is ethical communication? So, ethics in small groups refers to the moral aspects of the group interaction. Ethical communication enhances human worth and dignity by fostering truthfulness, fairness, responsibility, personality integrity, and respect for self and others. Thus, ethical communication in small groups takes into account caring and responsibility for oneself and the other group members. Now, I'm going to discuss some points that can assist you understanding the ethics in communication. So, the first point is truthfulness, accuracy, honesty, and reason are essential to the integrity of communication. The second, strive to understand and respect other communicators before evaluating and responding to their messages. This is very important. And the third one is access to the communication resources and opportunities are necessary to fulfill human potential and contribute to the well being of families and communities and the societies. The fourth one is promote communication culture of caring and mature understanding that respect the unique needs and characteristics of individual communicators. The fifth one is practice and endorse freedom of expression, diversity of perspective, and tolerance of dissent in a professional and concise manner. The sixth one is accept responsibility for short and long term consequences for your own communication and expect the same from the others. These principles also apply to important aspects of effective group communication, such as teamwork, critical thinking, creativity, and diversity. Thus, ethical communication in groups means that group members respect and encourages diverse opinions, do not tolerate communication that degrades and harms others, balance the sharing of information with a respect of privacy. Privacy is very important. And listen for the understanding and empathy before evaluating and critiquing. So this was all from our side. If you have any question or query regarding the topic that we represented, then you may ask. Thank you.